What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Matthew Bellman and Ryan Kostrowski, DFS 5-pack back again. Been a busy day. Double sporting takes a lot out of you. If you want a membership, and the videos are a little bit overwhelming right now because there's a lot of them and there's a lot to watch. Memberships are available for physical print on the website below. We will be doing baseball and basketball. We are here to discuss the baseball overlay slate for today.
So it is overwhelming making all these videos in a row. It gets draining, but I was thinking about this like when we just took our little break for a little bit to eat lunch or whatever. Like, I'm just so appreciative that we're back doing this. Like, I could do this all day. It is, like I said, it is overwhelming. We have content to put out, and we want to make these videos right. We have writing to do, but I'm happy that we're talking about this. I'm happy to be having so much stuff to do with you. So no complaining over here.
I know you have a little sales experience. Obviously, I have a ton of it. I know there are a lot of other guys out there who have done that. And for y'all who work with your hands and do manual labor, I'm not trying to say this is more tiring than that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're working on cars all day long, or if you're legitimately doing back-breaking labor, I'm not trying to say this is more difficult, but it is mentally draining when you're talking all day long. When I used to do these roofing and siding sales, and you'd get into an appointment, and if they actually buy the product, it could be 3.5 hours long. Okay. And then you go to the next one, and it could be the same thing. 7 straight hours of talking. It's just mentally draining.
That's why I used to tell you, I mean, we could talk about this for hours. So a lot of times when I would sell a deal on Saturday morning, I would wait to call it in because I would not be trying to go to another one because I'm damn, I already made this much money. You know what I mean? I am not trying to go work another 5 hours right now, on my Saturday afternoon. It is draining. Now, definitely don't want to take anything away from manual labors because for me, that would be even harder. But everything in its own right, man. This is mentally, and it's draining because the other part of it is, like you talked about, you didn't sleep much last night because you were watching this. I hardly slept last night. I was watching this. I was watching League. So it all catches up to you.
Absolutely. Again, though, still much easier than what does Bill Burr say? Because there's a joke about Oprah saying mothers have the hardest job in the world. He goes, really? It's harder than digging a mine or being a redheaded roofer in the middle of July? I don't think so. Those are much harder things. So I'm not trying to say they are more difficult. I'm talking about sports for a living, so it's hard to complain. But I think a lot of you guys probably understand. All right, let's talk about overlay. You guys know the deal on this one. The $2.50 special right here. You get to double up on it very often just by beating King Hat. They got the bonus. The 22-hour one's got the big jackpot. Lots of ways to win. I'm going to start right away with Shane Bieber versus Jose Barrios. I mean, I have been turned off by Barrios's DFS game. You know, the lack of strikeouts has really started to pile up for him. He's still a decent real-life pitcher, but the Ks just aren't there. Bieber, on the other hand, I think you would agree with this. The Twins' offense is slightly better than the Indians, but Bieber, to me, is just a much better DFS pitcher than Barrios at this point.
I think that the Twins lineup is slightly better than the Indians, but I also happen to think the top of the Indians lineup is just as good, if not better, than the Twins. So I do think the Twins is deeper and, all around it's a better lineup, slightly better lineup. I think the Indians lineup in itself is very good. I could see Barrios pitching well here at home. I could. So I'm not going to be shocked if he outscores Bieber here, but I will choose Bieber.
Yeah, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment and think Bieber's going to go out and strike out 15 guys every time he goes out there. I just think he is a better fantasy pitcher than Barrios.
So do I, but I don't think it's it was as recent as last year before he started not getting Ks that we were paying big money for Barrios and liking it. I mean, what has happened to him?
Pitching more towards contact, and that's okay, but it just doesn't pay quite as nicely on pay sites.
Not even close. Moving on.
All right, John Means versus Martin Perez. What do you think the public would do on this one? Because my gut tells me they're going to go Perez because nobody wants to face the Yankees.
I definitely like Means here more here. I think he's a better pitcher. The Yankees also strike out, so he might give up a few home runs, but I think he gets strikeouts. Perez might give up a few home runs and not strike anyone out.
Yeah, I'm not a Perez fan, so I like the idea. Do you think that the public would go harder on Perez here?
I mean, maybe, but I'm not thinking it the public's going to slam Martin Perez because it's still Martin Perez. I could see them not picking it.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that one. All right, probably one I'm going to try to abstain from, but I would also go with John Means. All the due respect, I mean, the Yankees just won me good money last night, so I mean, they are legit. They are a really good offense. They are deep. They are top heavy. They're everything. But I'm going to go with Means on this one.
For sure.
All right, Mr. Indian himself. Jose Ramirez versus Francisco Lindor. Who do you got here?
It's always tough with these guys. I'm going to go with Lindor, just a gut feel, but I mean, Lindor's better than Ramirez. Ramirez has been better to start the season, so it's tough with these two guys. Agreed?
Yeah, I mean, no shame to you, Jose. Not being better than Francisco Lindor is not a slight. Francisco Lindor is one of the game's top players, so no big deal right there. I just want to see. All right, Lindor is 6 of 26, and Ramirez is 5 of 29. And while that's a 60-point difference in batting average, it means literally nothing to me since it's like one at bat. That means as little as any BVP could ever mean.
Yeah, that means nothing as far as like comparing them two together.
All right, Bradley Zimmer versus Domingo Santana. I'm just going to currently abstain until I even see the starting lineup on that one.
I highly doubt Santana's in the lineup. If he is, I'd still go Zimmer. He does a lot more things.
All right, so we got Max Kepler, who's got the lefty platoon advantage, or Josh Donaldson, who you pointed out earlier today. While it is as tiny of a sample size as you could possibly imagine, he has homered in both at bats off Bieber.
Exactly. I mean, listen, he's also really good. So I'm going to go Donaldson.
So am I.
You know, just because we don't want to take too much from the BVP, but Kepler is 4 of 18, 5 Ks. I think Donaldson's better than Kepler anyways. Platoon advantage or non-platoon advantage. So I'll go Donaldson here.
The other point to this one is Bieber probably knows Donaldson's got 2 home runs and 2 at-bats off of him. I can see Donaldson drawing a walk, and that might just be enough.
For sure. No doubt about that. Good call.
All right. That's one I will pick as well. All right. Polanco, who did me dirty yesterday. And I guess in honesty, I didn't play Polanco in my big lineup, so he actually helped me because he was actually relatively popular. He just made me look dumb on the public video since he drew the big offer on this one. Polanco versus.
Call it doing you dirty.
What's that?
Just not sure I would call it doing you dirty.
Right. Well, I actually, again, since I don't play for big enough money to don't get me wrong, I enjoy the win.
I'm going to take this because I know where to go. You always care more about the public picks than your own lineup.
Yes. Now, again, winning a GPP is fun. Glad it happened. But I prefer us looking good to the public and doing a good job of getting you guys picks. So that part I don't like. Anyways, I believe Rosario homered last night, if I remember correctly.
He did.
Okay. If we have any experience here to go off of, Rosario is 6 of 17, Polanco of 5 of 15. That means absolutely 0. I'm going to go with Polanco, though. Switch hitter. I think he bats higher in the lineup. Just give me that.
I'm going to go Rosario. Just give me that. I got no really rhyme or reason.
Okay. It's a tough one. I mean, these guys are pretty equal.
Yeah.
All right. Mitch Garver versus Miguel Sano. Once again, Garver's 2 of 13. Miguel Sano 6 of 19 with 7 strikeouts. Neither of these guys is doing a ton to start the year. I'd like to see the batting lineup on this one.
I know Garver leads off sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes. I think Kepler will lead off against a righty, though.
Okay. I feel like Sano will be solid either 6th or 7th, personally.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Sano.
Okay. I'm not lining up to pick this one, but I'll go with you and go with Sano.
And let me ask you this, though. Who is the better hitter between Mitch Garver and Sano?
The better overall hitter right now is Mitch Garver, I would say. Sano's got a lot of power, but he's not a great hitter.
No, I feel like he's definitely, regressed in the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, he's got major pop, right?
Yes.
But he is not a great hitter.
But, when I remember, when we first got together, I remember this, it was yesterday, a couple of the videos you made, but, literally the few first videos you made, right before we got together, we're talking about Miguel Sano, in Seattle, about how amazing and how much power he had against righties on the road. And it was true. And he was an up-and-coming superstar, I guess is my point. And he's not that guy. No,
he's not. Now he's strictly home runs or bust. Kind of like Rhys Hoskins, right?
He's another guy that's, I'm not sure who I'd rather have over Sano or Hoskins. Probably Hoskins, because I still see a little more upside, but it's close.
When you watch Sano, he's so big and he's got such a long swing that it's hard to ever picture him as a 300 hitter. I still feel like Hoskins might have it.
Agreed. Sano's swing is so long and he's so big. Agreed with you 100%.
All right. Luis Arayas versus Byron Buxton. We're going to abstain from this one until we see a starting lineup. Good chance one of these guys doesn't make it. Cesar Hernandez versus Carlos Santana. What do you think about your boys right here?
I'll go Santana. I think he's just a better overall hitter, and I like what Cesar Hernandez is doing to start the year for the Indians, but Santana's a better hitter.
Santana's also got a lot of experience against Jose Barrios. And take what you want out of that. Hernandez has never faced him. Well, no, he has twice. Never mind, 0 for 2. But I'll take that experience. Even though it's not a major sample size, the more a hitter faces a pitcher, the more the advantage goes to the hitter.
For sure. And Santana is just better than Hernandez.
Yeah, 6-17, 3 extra base hits. 6 walks means a lot to me because I want that baseline of points. All right, Aaron Judge and DJ LeMahieu. 2 guys, both on my good side right now. I am going to go against what I think the public will go here, and I will take DJ LeMahieu. I like what he does against lefties. I also like the way he makes contact against a soft tosser like Means.
I'm going to abstain from that one. I lean LeMahieu, but I don't think you're getting sneaky picking LeMahieu.
I think the public would hammer Aaron Judge here, personally. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong.
Yesterday, you're right. But after LeMahieu went off yesterday, you're still right, but by not as much.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you. I just don't think in baseball the public quite hops on a one-day performance like that because Aaron Judge, they just think of that big boy power. Also, I believe Judge, if my memory serves me correctly, is actually better against righties.
He is.
Yeah. Also better at home. That doesn't mean he didn't have a good game last night, but I like Judge at home against righties. On the road against the lefty, I'll take LeMahieu leading off.
For sure.
All right. Torres versus Stanton. Give me Stanton against a lefty every single time.
I mean, Torres is no slouch against lefties himself.
Well, Torres is just no slouch against anybody.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
The way you said that was like, wow. I mean.
But Stanton's got the big split.
He does, but so okay. I guess this is a broader question. So just because Stanton is so much better than against lefties than he is righties, doesn't mean he's so much better than Torres against lefties.
No, I guess I look at these two guys as pretty even in what they provide, and I think without having any much to go off of, I'll take Stanton every time against the lefty and Torres every time against a righty.
Okay, I get that. When you say it like that, it sounds a lot better for Torres. You know what I mean? I'm with you. I'll take Stanton here as well, but it's damn close. I think Torres is a stud.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No questions about it. This whole Yankees lineup is full of studs, and these are just 2 of them. All right. Aaron Hicks and Mike Ford. No guarantee Mike Ford's in the lineup. I'll take Aaron Hicks.
I mean, Voigt's their first baseman. I mean, I was surprised he was in there yesterday, but I'd take Hicks over either Yankees first baseman.
All right. Sanchez versus Rochella. There's really nothing to go off of based on experience.
Sanchez and Brett Gardner both struck out 3 times apiece yesterday, and neither of them looked good doing so. Now, it's only a 1-game sample size, and I love Sanchez in this ballpark, but it does give me a little cause for pause with him.
Well, I know you roll on the eye test a lot, and if you watch a guy look really bad one day, guys don't usually, especially a guy like Sanchez, flip the script like that day one. Usually there's they look terrible. Then there's maybe that buffer day where they draw a walk, hit a single, and then they might get off. And if he looked terrible yesterday, that does mean something, especially because I would assume here the public would hammer Sanchez. And if you're trying to reach the top 10%, this is where one slightly contrarian pick, like taking Rochella over Sanchez, might be all you need.
Also, even without what I just said, and I'm a big Gary Sanchez fan, as you know. But if I asked you if you had to have 5 points from one of these guys, which would you choose?
Rochella.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he draws walks and he does more things.
All right, Austin. So we're going to flip to the other side of the ball now. Austin Hayes and Santander from the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles offense is better than given credit for. These guys are a lot of no names, but still. Well, again, small sample size, but Santander is 0 for 6 with 6 Ks against Hap. So that'll make my decision for me. Austin Hayes, if both guys are playing.
I'll go Hayes as well.
Yeah, again, 6 at bats you don't take to the bank, but when you're 0 for 6 and 6 Ks off a guy, that's enough to get in your head at the very least.
I always confuse Rio Ruiz and Renato Nunez.
I can see that. Iglesias versus Ruiz. I'll take Iglesias if these guys are both in the lineup.
I think Iglesias will be batting third.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well.
I'll go with Iglesias too.
Okay.
I don't get the warm fuzzies though.
No, It's not what I'm lining up to pick.
Yeah.
Alberto versus Nunez. These are two guys we've talked about at length today. I'm going to take Alberto. This is basically the difference of how we play DFS. I'll take Alberto and take the floor because I feel very confident he'll get a single and get on base. Nunez, if I'm trying to win a GPP, though, on a different type of pace side, give me Nunez.
Yeah, I'll take Alberto here as well.
Okay.
The more I look at this, the more I like Baltimore on pace sites.
Yeah, because they're going to get no love, right?
Well, because they're facing the most expensive pitcher on the slate. Happ will get love.
Yeah, and Happ is good, not great.
Yeah, he definitely can get gotten by, he can give up home runs, and that's just what you're looking for. So, interesting.
All right, a lot of questions here for Baltimore. Dwight Smith Jr. versus Pedro Severino. This is another one. I'd have to see the lineup. No guarantees Smith Jr.'s in the lineup.
I wouldn't think he's in the line. Well, Severino will, no guarantee. He'll probably be in there. Smith, I don't think so, but he did hit a long home run off Garrett Cole late last night. So if he's in there, he's got to be feeling good. I'll still go with Severino, though, because it's just a much better matchup for him, platoon-wise.
Severino, yeah, he's very good against lefties, but again, Smith's a much better hitter. So if he were up in the 3-hole for some reason, I might just rely on the better hitter.
I'm with you.
All right, Peraza versus Chavis. We got a Steven Matz on the mound today. Assuming Peraza's leading off like he has been against lefties, I'll go with Peraza.
Same.
Okay, JD Martinez versus Devers, lefty on the mound. JD Martinez, that one's easy. Pilar versus Bradley Jr. Bradley was off to the hot start, but overall, these guys are pretty similar players, actually. Really, if you think about it. Both excellent defensive outfielders who hit are better in their platoon. So I'll take Pilar probably batting in the 5-hole tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. They are very similar players.
Shocking. I never would have thought about that, right? Those are two guys that never would have drawn a comparison to me, but they're the flip side of each other.
They're very similar. Pilar has more power, probably, but it's not like Pilar's been a great hitter the past few years, so I'm with you.
No, they both have gone through massive ups and downs offensively, but can absolutely pick it out in the outfield.
100%.
All right, Rosario. Who's pitching tonight for Boston again? It's a lefty, isn't it?
Martin Perez.
Yeah. Give me Rosario leading off then.
Same.
All right. Benintendi versus Brandon Nimmo. Both guys matched up with the lefty tonight. Both possible. One of these guys may not make the lineup, so I would double check this one. Nimmo with a nice home run last night, but I'll still go with Benintendi, who I think is just a slightly better player.
Both guys probably in the 9-hole, so I'll probably avoid it, but I'll go Benintendi also.
Okay. Pete Alonso versus Jeff McNeil. This is kind of what we talked about with the Baltimore guys. If I need to win a GPP, give me Pete Alonso, who's got 3 home run upside on a daily basis. But if I'm just looking for a baseline of points, Alonso's usually good for a couple Ks. Give me Jeff McNeil.
Yeah, even in the lefty-lefty matchup, I get that. I'm going to go McNeil also. Everyone will go Alonso here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think that's a good strategy to have here. You don't go contrarian a lot, but pick 1 or 2 per day that you feel might be able to kind of jump the field. Because one jump of the field could be huge.
If you love Rafael Devers tonight, and you choose him over JD Martinez, no one will do that, You
are literally on your own.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have that conviction, just know that you're going to get it wrong a lot of the times.
Definitely. You have to have a reason. There's going to be a method for your madness, which I think is something I've been preaching myself for years now, is why are you picking what you're picking? You know what I mean? Have a reason for it. And if you have a good reason, I don't care if you're right or wrong. I want people to think about why they're doing it instead of just, he's got pretty colors on.
I'm with you.
All right, Cespedes versus J.V. Davis. Cespedes got it going with the home run last night. Give me the lefty split right here with him.
Same.
He's good off the lefties, always has been.
Yep.
All right, and then Cano versus Wilson Ramos. It's kind of an interesting one because
I'm going Cano.
Cano definitely jumps off the screen, right, as the better hitter than Wilson Ramos. But Wilson Ramos has always been really good against left-handed pitching. Cano is 7 of 39 off Perez. That's pretty good sample size. It's not good. He's just gotten going.
I'm still going to go Cano.
I'm going to go Ramos, but it's definitely going to be towards the bottom for me. It's not what I'm lining up to pick.
I get that.
No, definitely not. So that's what we got today, guys. Go check them out. The name of the website is overlaydfs.com. Give it a whirl if you haven't been on there. Get that money into your account. There is a big way to get paid right here, and it's to play in this progressive $22 jackpot game for the NBA, which starts up again tomorrow. $18,000 if you can find a way to go 12-0. They got multiple kinds of contests on here. Go give it a whirl. The customer service is absolutely elite. We will be on here most days talking about them, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Let's get it, guys. Thanks.